This is a video to try our flipped classroom. You will need to watch this video before the 22nd of October, where we will be covering lesson 4.4. The link I will show you in just a little bit, but I wanted to go through a couple of the problems from your textbook. I have them written out here, but you can always follow along on page 291 if you would like. So the first question says, how many functions have inputs of A, B, C and outputs of yes, no? I'm going to draw you a picture to go along with this. A, B, C, and here's yes and no. So A can go to yes, or A can go to no. So there's two options there. B can go to yes, B can go to no, and C can go to yes or no. So you end up getting 2 to the third here, or 8 options, 8 functions. Question 2 says, suppose that a Martian alphabet consists of 5 letters. No word is more than 4 letters long. At most, how many words can there be? So this one's a little bit trickier. Let's just talk about if you for sure wanted to guarantee that you had 4 letters. So 1, 2, 3, 4 letters that you're going to fit in. You would have 5 different letters that you could put in each of those spots. So this is 5 to the 4th. Or another way of thinking about that, if you're thinking about the function setup that we have from earlier, is we have 5 options over here in the range and 4 options in the domain. And you're doing from domain to range. Now the issue is that it doesn't necessarily have to be 4 letters long. It also could be 3 letters long, because this says no more than. So if you had a word that was 3 letters long, you would get 5 to the third. So you'd have 5 choices here, 5 choices here, and 5 choices here. If you had a word that was 2 letters long, you would have 5 squared. And if you had a word that was 1 letter long, you would just have 5, or 5 to the first. So we could either have 4 letters, or 3 letters, or 2 letters, or 1. When you hear the word or in mathematics, you want to think add. So we could either have 4 letters, or 3 letters long, or 2 letters long, or 1 letter long. 5 to the 4th is 625. 5 to the 3rd is 125. 5 squared is 25, and then we've got 5 at the end. So if we add all these choices up, we should get 780 total words. Use that same reasoning. Let's take a look at number 3. So number 3 says, suppose there are K letters in the alphabet of a certain language. Suppose that no word is more than N letters long. At most, how many words can there be? So let's start with a word that has 1 letter. So if there's only 1 letter in that word, then you would have K options to fill in for that letter. Or, you're going to add to it, if you had a word that was 2 letters long, you would have K squared. K times K. K choices for the first letter, K choices for the second letter. If you had a word that was 3 letters long, you would do K cubed. And you'd keep doing this. It says that no word is more than N letters long, so we would keep doing this until we went K to the N, whatever N is. We would add them all up. Question 4 says, write an expression for the number of functions from the set 1 through 25 to the set 1 through 365. So we've got 1 all the way through 25 as our domain, and we've got 1 all the way through 365 as our range. So you're doing functions like this. Use the same process that we did in number 1. You'll notice that the number of things in the range becomes the base. The number of things in the domain becomes the power. So here we're going to be doing 365 to the 25th power. So we've got 365 as our base because that's the number of things in our range. 25 is the number of things in the domain. That's going to be the power. Question 5. How many functions are there from a set of 5 elements to a set of 8 elements? So same process. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things listed over here. And we've got 8 things listed on the right. Let's say that they are A, B, C, D, E, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, H, 8. And you're doing functions this way. You're going to take 8 to the 5th, 8 in the base, 5 in the power. 8 to the 5th, that's a manageable number. It is 32,768. I didn't give you an answer for number 4 because it's quite large. But if you wanted to type that into your calculator, you could.